from the one above. When they speak, you can feel what's true, 'cause they've lived it all, and they'll walk with you. Jackie and Gail, just love, just real. Two voices of grace that help you heal.
Welcome back to Raw, Restoring Awesome Warriors. I'm Jackie H, your host, and I have here my co-host, Gil Barron, the judge. Girl, how you doing today?
I'm feeling just like the weather. It's spring.
Feel like the weather? Okay,
It's nice out. I'm feeling good.
okay. Well, that's why we get started early, so we can get back out there and enjoy another hour. Oh, shoot. Man, it went from winter to almost summertime,
It's
but
going back down though.
it's going back down, okay. They talking about some snow tomorrow? Rain and snow? I hope that was just a mistake that I read today. But anyway, God is good.
Yes.
Yeah, so how's everything going?
Well.
Okay.
Well.
Keeping up with your health and everything.
Yes. Yes.
Hopefully everybody's keeping up with their health. It's getting uh springtime now. We want to get out there, do your walking and make sure we staying in the gym and eating healthy. I know I don't talk about it a lot, but I'm still on the path. So that's a good thing. I wish people could see what's behind your computer, but that's okay. But anyway, sometimes you gotta, do a little bit. I got chips that, and they're not very
Well,
salty.
well, you had this bowl of Jolly Ranchers, and you know I like these,
Yeah.
especially the cherry ones.
So you only get it when you come here. So we don't.
Only when
It's
I
not.
come
It's
here.
not like we eat it all the time. I went there trying to find some Tootsie Rolls today, but they didn't have those. I nearly cried in the store, but that's okay. But anyway, Gil, life is going on. Hopefully, everybody is maintaining and hanging in there. Still praying for those who don't have and everything. Just keep being mindful that everybody is not at the same spot. Yeah. So we chose a topic tonight. Uh, it say clouds but no rain. I'm gonna let you lead me into clouds but no rain. What exactly are we sharing today?
Well, it's expectations, it's unfulfilled potential or expectations.
Mhm.
Um, it represents a situation where there is a promise but no delivery.
Wow. A promise but no delivery. Okay. So when you see the clouds, you expect it
You
rain,
expect the rain.
but it don't come. Wow.
And so a lot of times, well, there's a scripture in the Bible that says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. And I find that a lot of times when we don't have the correct information,
Mhm.
we have expectation, but that expectation brings frustration.
Okay.
Um, you ever heard the saying, you can't get butter from a duck
Yeah, that was your mother.
and you can't get blood from a turnip?
So what did that mean?
Just think about it. You can't get blood from a turnip.
Yeah.
It's leafy. There's no veins. There's nothing that to produce blood.
Mhm.
And sometimes you would try, and things and people would try to get stuff from people or expect things out of people that's just not there. But you'll wind up being frustrated because of your expectation. Clouds without rain.
So how would you know? How would you know what you're hoping for? or what you're expecting is not there? How about if you just don't know that a turnip don't do blood?
Well, well, I think that if you just pay a little attention, if you don't be so gung ho about what you want and desire, you will see that where you are expecting this stuff from, it's not there. And so it can cause, like, it's like your imagination. Painting with a twist. You got the ability to paint your own canvas, but painting, it has to be realistic. You can imagine anything and you can paint anything, but don't mean that it's tangible. You ever
Mhm.
remember when we was little in kindergarten? You find even kids today when they're in art class, they draw a house, they draw their family, the grass and dogs, the animals. It's your imagination. It's what you think, but it's just a paper, or it's not reality. It doesn't mean that it will never be, but right now it's not. And a lot of times because of the anxiety and the passion and our expectation that we want it and we want it right now, we try to make it happen with people that just don't have it. You can't get blood from a turnip, neither can you get butter from a duck. A duck does not produce butter.
So in having hope, well, we use people. If you have a hope in someone, what is it that you need to understand or see that they don't have it? Like, because sometimes that's what hope is. You're hoping and you're trying to make something out of that's not there. So what if your eyes? So that's what you keep on being frustrated because they can't produce what you want.
Right. Like just saying relationship or wanting to be married. You have this idea of what marriage is. However, your mate may not, or whoever it is, whether it's somebody you are wanting to be your mate, because you have to take into consideration people's background. And a lot of times we don't want to go beyond what we see. Because if you do go beyond, I'm not saying, I'm not a pessimist. I do believe anything can happen, anything can change. But sometimes at the moment that you were expecting it, it's just not the time.
But they gotta come. Is that a teaching?
It's a teaching. Um, like we had older mothers into the things where when we came up that would just sometimes give a word. I remember this old lady used to live around the corner from us when we grew up. I was around the corner, but she reported me to mommy. She reported me to mommy because I was around there with some guy. But she said, but that guy is not for, it's not good for her. We came up in church and this guy wasn't a church. And people know signs. People know that a lot of times what young men want, period. They have no idea. They're not thinking um being in a relationship or anything. They're after what they're after. So, but sometimes in your mind, you're looking that guy said that the laughing your way back to a better marriage. He said women's minds is the picture of it is like wires because it's all over the place. Men are compartmentalized. They think in four corners, four squares. So while they got one thing in their mind, you all the way down the road to marriage and everything else. So clouds without rain. If you don't know what you're looking for or even how to go about it, uh, you're going to be frustrated with your expectation.
So you'll be frustrated all the time because you don't know,
Right.
right? So sometimes you're going to be frustrated because you don't know. And you haven't experienced enough to know unless somebody like the old lady, somebody tell you. So this is why we're talking because you're always if that's the way women, I'm just using that example, if that's the way we are wired to think, we're gonna get a house, we're gonna, and then you find someone, he just in this one corner think about this. Well, you wouldn't know that. So you're gonna fall because you're gonna expect he likes me. He loves me. When his mind is just on one thing, yours is about we get ready to have a family. I'm get ready. So I don't know what the teaching is on that because you don't.
Teaching young women their worth.
Yeah.
Um, I have to talk. At a point I wasn't,
Hmm.
but now I have to help young women because at a time I didn't have this guidance
Hmm.
of what to look for. These are life things. And when you don't know, you'll sell yourself short.
Hmm.
And then you're beginning to feel some type of way. Am I not good enough? Am I not, especially if you're trying to hold a standard? And sometimes you will lose your standard just because you don't want a person to be mad at you or whatever the case may be. But no, it used to be time, even in church, they would tell young women to keep themselves. But now it's very seldom that I hear that talk. You know, who's guiding? Clouds without rain.
Well, if you don't want to talk, there's nobody got it. And you can say things, but some people gonna still try. What but they think you don't know what you're talking about. I tried anyway. But there's a lot of even mothers. I'm using people in leadership, principals, uh, preachers, pastors, whatever, that themselves don't know. So your expectation is even you're not going to tell me because it's probably some things that they haven't even experienced. I'm going back to our mom. She said things, but sometimes when we talked to her, it was stuff she didn't go through anyway. So my expectation was for her to know because of
Right,
her
right,
stand. You the mother, you don't know.
right,
So it doesn't mean because you in leadership
right,
or a mother that you would know. So
right,
you still lost
right.
because I'm expecting if I'm asking you, you should know, but you haven't experienced that either.
Expecting from a title.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
the mother, you're the teacher,
yeah,
you're the supervisor, you're the pastor, and
yeah,
you really don't know that they don't know.
yeah. I remember I used to go to mommy and talk to her about my marriage and stuff. But she used to tell me, I ain't been through that. She could tell me part she went through, but it was stuff that I was going through. I mean, I was expecting you to lead and guide me. So even with your title of expecting, I guess it's trial and error
It can be for some,
for some.
but when you, like for me, I did a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
I mean, that was at your teenage. That was when you was young. But now that you
Yeah,
more seasoned,
it crossed way over to my adult life.
okay,
But now that I've experienced some things and know some things, I can't sit by because I got girls.
Mhm.
I got, and we don't talk about things a lot. They used to say it, but we never delved into it that you're supposed to um, find out about people's background because you don't know what's coming down the line, the bloodline, even our line. And there are some things I have to say. Um, just this week, I've asked God to help me to stop it,
stop. But
like some activity that just in the DNA.
okay,
Let it stop with me, whatever it is. Let it stop with me because if I don't stop it by speaking it, that thing is going to transform in my children.
okay. So this is Raw podcast.
Right,
Raw.
raw,
Okay. So stop what?
settling because I want something. I can settle with the
Crumbs.
huh.
The crumbs.
Well, I don't want to say it like that. I settle before time. It doesn't mean that it won't be. It doesn't mean that it can't happen, but not now. Because hurt people. And if you're not fixed yourself, you're just bringing a bigger mess into your life.
But that's where um that's true. That's true. But if let's somebody's guiding someone, they don't think like that.
I understand
So
that.
that's why we're talking now. So I can't make parables. I got to talk. We're sharing. It doesn't mean never. Some people, I got people. They looking just say they looking to buy a house. You know you don't have the money for it. Um,
What a credit.
or the credit you came for the apartment you live in. It don't mean that you can't get it.
Yeah,
Let's do the necessary things so it won't be a burden. So it won't be a disappointment that you don't lose it. So you can have the expectation, but not now. So it's training, is talking to let people, is relationships, is a lot of things people go into too early
right,
without
right,
the knowledge. It looks good.
right.
That tree looked very good with all them rotten apples. It doesn't mean that it can't produce nothing good, but some things need to be worked out. Or right now, don't pick it. It's a lot that we need to explain because we walk through it.
Right.
It don't mean that we don't want you to have it, but them clouds is up there, but ain't no rain coming right now. That's what most people think it represents. You have certificates and stuff that you haven't even experienced.
Right.
You can go to school for a lot of things that you never physically experienced. So just because you even have a certificate in something, it doesn't mean that you know.
Right.
You
And
know.
the certificate doesn't change
Mhm.
anybody, whether it's AA certificates or whether it's your marriage certificate.
Yeah.
It's just a piece of paper
Right.
if the person
Didn't embrace it.
is not changed.
So what do you suggest?
I'm just suggesting, even for my circle, I have to talk.
Okay.
I have to alleviate or help alleviate some of the pitfalls if they listen. I had a lot of hard days because of my imagination and my what I thought was faith. You can't have faith for everything
Okay. Give me an example.
because it has to be something my husband uh, told me or shared with me because he does construction. And he said, you often see them new construction being built. And he always say they're coming out of the hole right now. But the other day, he explained to me that before you really actually see the building, there are 3 stories in the ground. So what I got out of that, because we don't often know, we just see you show up. We don't know how far or how deep anyone roots go.
Hmm.
3 stories in the ground. You think this person that showed up, not that they just showed up, but when they show up, they showing up with everything they got, their baggage, even us.
Mhm.
And in the order to have a peaceable life, or some of this stuff have to be dug up, or it's going to keep on traveling. And sometimes we are fighting, going at our children and different things, but you don't even know that they're in trouble and it's not their fault because it's something that happened in their bloodline that they're reacting off of it and they don't know it. Like you said, a lot of people don't know stuff. I don't know why we act the way they do. We would say that. But if you go back to the root, you'll find out why.
Yeah, most time it's something people are dealing with, and sometimes they don't even know
Right.
that is heredity. Is can be a lot of things, but this is why we must talk. This is why we have to talk because it's not a thought to think of. You just look at the person and look at what's going on, and you don't even realize it's something from the third or fourth
Right.
generation that, like you said, the third floor. It's way down, and sometimes things are carried. So
And this is the first time it showed up.
yeah,
Because if you go back, it was somewhere else. When you don't address things, it get worse, and it
mhm.
it it turns into something else.
And it's not just girls. You always say your girls. What are you teaching your son?
Well, it's not
I
that
think it's because I think we say girls because it shows up in a different form.
yeah. It's not that I don't have a conversation with my son, but my girl, because my girls represent me.
And your son don't. No, just tell me. I'm asking questions
No,
for a reason. Like, because
not
there's
not
a lot
not
of
not
that.
the not no not
That's how you feel. You do more with girls that they represent. Okay, all right. I just just a question people ask because some people have sons that need to be talked to too, and I was just trying to
I'm
figure.
not saying that he don't need to be talked to, but my girls.
Okay.
And a lot of time, um, when you like for us, e- even though he wasn't educated,
Who you talking about?
into the. I'm talking about our dad,
Mhm.
but he was present. He was there, and he spent time with us. I, on the opposite end, I didn't present that to my girls.
So when you say that our father was present, what do that mean? Because that probably means something totally different to me than it did to you. So what is present? I mean, he was just in the house.
Well, for me, he was in the house,
Mhm.
and he was involved in my life.
As a woman, you that's what you feel.
As a little girl,
Oh,
going on, he was there.
okay,
He was very supportive, even down to my kids. Daddy was there
okay.
for me.
And that was important to you.
That was important to me.
So you think most women needs the father figure is a blessing to have a
It's a
father.
blessing to have a father, because some things you're not going to get but from your father.
Okay, all right.
My dad, as I always tell you, when you talk about how poor we was, I said my father didn't tell me that. What
Mhm.
I'm saying, then you would say, "Did you see how many pieces of chicken?"
Did you see
but
how many pieces of chicken we
but
had to
you
eat?
see,
Yeah.
but I
But it wasn't
didn't.
a bad thing. It was still I still felt supported, but I just knew
Yeah, but
he
I didn't know that part. I didn't know
okay.
because he never. You said you talked to him. You heard conversations. I didn't. I only know what I heard.
Okay. So
And
you had what it you needed for you as a man.
right,
Okay.
right.
Cool.
And although what I needed, I saw.
Yeah. And I 100% believe and believe that. I just have a different perspective of why you think that way. That because he was there doing that, that it was that women need their dad in the house versus a guy need the father more than the girls. I mean, I think
Both of
people,
them
both of them
needed,
need it. So okay,
but he gave me my strength came from my mother.
okay.
But he,
And what you saw in him is what you wanted, what made you prepare you for what you wanted in a man. I'm trying to see what part did the father play for you? He was there to do what? Security, protection,
protection,
and stuff.
um, provider,
Okay, right.
all
It's the fact that yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's a twofold. Mommy held one part,
Mm-hmm.
and so I had what I
Wholeness,
need between the both of them.
right?
So when I began to have children, I did not have that.
Okay.
In turn, by me not having it, I feel that my girls
Mm-hmm.
miss out on certain things. So that's why they are like they are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they, uh,
So speaking to that, so you're saying they are because of what they miss, someone men would take would they hold men special or don't know what to choose. Like I'm trying to see what you're saying. What could you tell a mother today that don't have a dad in the house? What would you do different then? Like for mothers that like how your girls didn't have a father in the
I
house.
believe I would talk more,
Hmm.
because that's one thing I didn't do.
You didn't talk.
I didn't talk, and um I demonstrated certain things, but I didn't talk, I didn't affirm, I didn't give confidence, although I felt that. I didn't translate it over to them.
Mhm.
I was okay because I had a strong mother.
Mhm.
But when
Mhm.
I had to be one parent house, no, for the most of my life, I was busy working, not raising.
Okay. And that's what we're doing now. It's not just telling the story, but what what is needed because there's a lot of one parent homes. What is it that women can get from this that's one parent home? What could a father that's one parent home? What would you do? I know you can't fulfill to be a father, but there are some things you could even get an uncle or someone to whatever that is. We need to say it because I don't know. Besides daddy being there to work and stuff, he never talked to me about life. He was a provider. He took us to the park and we had things, but I still I still don't have a speech that he gave me concerning life. He
I
demonstrated it his way, but if you ask me, I don't know what I would say to a young somebody. What would a father say to his daughter? He was. I don't know if I'm making sense. He was there. He was there. He did his best of his way, but he told us nothing about how man should treat us. Nothing. He demonstrated what I guess that was his demonstration,
that
but
was
we didn't have no talk.
yeah, it wasn't no talk, it was a demonstration.
Yeah.
So he didn't for me, he didn't have to say anything because I saw.
Okay.
I saw it. And that strength I got from my mother.
Hmm.
So but I didn't portray that to mine.
The strength of a woman. But let me suggest to you and say there's some men that are in houses or people have two parent homes. They're still not an example. So I don't think it's just to make it clear because you have a two parent home that you're gonna be different than somebody who have a one. Because if you still don't demonstrate nothing, it's there's a lot of people in abusive relationships and stuff, and that's all the child see. So you come up. So what you're saying, you should have said more by even if you didn't have daddy, mommy. It's something you parents or somebody should say.
Right. It should come from home
It should, yeah, okay,
first.
okay.
Your confidence, you know, your affirmation.
Hmm.
It should come from home. Not
And why you didn't do it? If you could think back, what is it?
I think that my mindset was in a providing mode. I didn't do it.
Okay. So
But
that's something to tell you
looking
can't
at
you can't get too much into trying to provide if you get to nourish
right.
and
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 and now years, oh I see.
so what you see.
I see where I didn't where I went wrong, where I didn't do.
But what do you see to let you know you went wrong? What are you seeing?
Because they're not like me. What I mean, that strength that I got from my mother, that confidence, that I didn't I didn't give it over to them.
Okay. So we're talking tonight about passing on what you have, but you got to recognize what it is because we're talking from living for someone else to make the same mistake. Make sure you strengthen your children or whatever it is. Um, clouds, but
without rain.
without rain. Um, you got the certificate to be a mother, but you wasn't, and something if it was supposed to be passed on, but you didn't know what I'm saying because we went through our own. Our parents didn't talk a lot. Mommy did. So, would you suggest that parents do more talking, or
Yeah.
so? What if you don't know what to talk about? What if you don't have
I
confidence?
can't speak for everybody, but I can just start in our circle
Yeah.
because some people don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what
So
I did.
how would you affirm your kids if you talk to someone now? What would you tell them to do that you didn't do, or what they need to do? What would you affirm them doing? What?
It depends on what it is, you
Hmm.
know. Um, in the beginning, only thing I told them from what I don't want to say it's a mistake, but not having kids too fast
Hmm.
before time, before you ready, and you haven't finished your life. Not finished, you'll never be finished your life, but your hopes and dreams, your travel, whatever it may be, because when you uh, go into having kids, then it's no longer you. Now your attention has to divert to something to being a parent.
Okay.
Just so happened when I was in that state, because it's a mindset, I wasn't ready.
Hmm.
And so I asked you, would you take 'em? And so if if you don't share your dreams and your walk and your journey, it's going to be a repeat. And a lot of things in my life I did because of I didn't know. Although I had strength in one way, I didn't know about male. I didn't know that I didn't have to sell myself short to be accepted.
Okay. So this is what I was just trying to explain. When because we say we had good parents, I said, what did that mean? Right? It depends on what you call good.
But the parent don't have to have
I'm
nothing
talking
to do
about
with
I'm talking about people in general talking to us. We had as a village, but no village told us about life.
yeah,
So I'm telling what the difference. I say I don't want nobody to come up like I did. So this is what raw is about.
right.
The rawness is you can be the provider, you can be whatever else, you can be what you call a good parent. You feed your kids, but when you don't give them what they need for life, and life is just not me eating.
No.
But this is where I say, mommy and them didn't know about the streets. She wasn't a street woman. Well, so what could she tell me? Since I was going to be rebellious and do what I want to do, she told me about life as she knew it, which nothing wrong with it. But I wasn't prepared because when I went into the military, I was stone lost as far as what not only males do, but what females do. It was nothing that I knew about street. So I have a problem. This is why I do what I do today. I'm all, and you know where I'm going. I'm all for church. I'm all for Bible study. I'm all for that. But what are you telling people about life? Because that's where they're gonna get killed at,
Right.
right? The devil and his devices. If you don't even know about it, how do you fight? So I have classes. I talk about this is young ladies, this is what men do. Young men, this is what they because it's not only men that tricks you, it's women out here that does the same. It depends on how she was brought up. But if you don't even have the conversation, if we don't share, our mother couldn't do no more than what she did, and they did a good job. But that's why I say, what did you get out of daddy? Because he told me nothing about men. He didn't he didn't. He told us about staying out late at night. I guess that was his way of trying to say what happens after dark. But you have to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You have to talk. We have to share and not be in this day and time.
Right.
And I'm saying it can start at 5 years old
Right.
because that's the world we in today. You take them to Bible class, you take them to church, then you tell them about life. Keep your dress down, whatever that is. But if you're ashamed or don't know, I don't know what you say. So you have to get a village around you that's not the same way. Because that's what we had. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We had a strong village, but everybody was in church. And because you wasn't supposed to be doing it, it was nothing
You
said.
talk about.
It wasn't talked about. But you can't be that way. So when you say about your girls, it was you couldn't give what you didn't have.
Right.
You could give the nurture part. We knew how to work and provide and make sure you got clothes on your back and stuff. We told them nothing because we wasn't told nothing. We learned on the street, you know. So I'm an advocate for talking. Let's share. Let's. I'm not telling you to go do it, but at least you could be aware. This is what goes on. And if a person, how they used to tell it, if you're not saved, if your mind haven't changed,
Right.
then your mind is
Right.
of that.
Right. Right.
It doesn't, and you fight the lust and all that, you fight the, even with
Right.
the save, you have to be aware. So this is why we talk. It's called raw.
Right. So to go along with the topic, cloud without rain,
Mhm.
would you rather have a sign than the fruit? What one would you rather have? And what I mean by sign, you got the marriage certificate. You got everything, but nothing adds up. What one would you rather have? Because somebody wasn't told something. And we know how we came up. A lot of things was religion based.
Mhm.
And um, as you said, you used to always say, you saw a lot of loveless marriages.
Loveless.
Yeah,
You did
loveless.
it out of duty.
Right. And then now you're fighting against that uh there's no divorce.
Mhm.
All is
So you just stick it out.
you just stick it out. Ain't doing nothing. What's the point of being in a marriage with no benefit?
Well, it depends on your thought and how you think of it. If you think that I got married and God said no divorce, you don't care how it goes. You just stay married. If you saw your dad, this is how your mother got treated, you stay there. So it depends on even what you think of marriage. You know what I'm saying? If your example was this, what else would you know? Only thing I knew in my father and mother marriage, they didn't argue. So when the first argument I had, I was, I didn't even know what to do. Like how you go without
Oh,
arguing.
you know how to argue?
I knew how, but I didn't think that was right because have you ever seen mommy and daddy
No.
go at it? So I was trying to see how they did it. After I had my first argument, I was like, how did they not do it? So it is your perspective of what you think a marriage is. I'm just being real. And some people say, well, go to the Bible, because that's what we came up in Christian, and it'll tell you how a marriage should go. I need you to tell me, what do that mean? Like, if I go to the Bible, what chapter? Where do I go to find out about my marriage? No, see, you laughing at me. Yeah, I'm being very serious, because you live in a life with two separate people coming
Right.
together.
But the Bible
It's for believers.
is
You
for
told me.
believers.
Okay, so if you married and you don't believe and he don't believe, what?
I don't know how you found the Bible.
Well, I'm
That's
just
that's
what
not your guideline. Like
Daddy didn't
even
know I wasn't
e-
a believer. Like, I'm just asking. I'm being
even
serious.
even in the marriage vow, they say, "Holy, we enter into holy matrimony." It's nothing holy about it if you don't have the Holy One. You not holy,
So,
I'm not holy, and then you got somebody that's spewing words over you. No, it don't work that way.
so is it okay now for the day just write your own vows? I'm saying,
People
if,
do what they want to do.
well, we no, I'm being
You
very
wrote your
serious.
own vows?
No, 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 no. I said the wrong ones. For better or for worse, for sickness and health. I don't even know where that come from. Where did that come from? Why we say that?
And in the black book, but
What black book? It's a black book? Seriously? No, you laughing. It's a black book? What's the black book?
it's a black book that preachers have that have all the instructions, whether it's for marriage,
Oh.
baptism, funerals. It's a
Oh,
little
okay.
black
I'm not a
book.
priest. I didn't know that. So you got to be ready to say those words then. Oh, because it's things ain't happened yet.
Right.
For you say for better for worse. Well, the worst is not here right now on your wedding day. So how do you do that if you saw your parents not make it, or you saw your parents just sticking stuff out? I don't know.
I don't know because it is also a part where this is not to be entered in unadvisedly.
No,
Well,
I didn't
if
have no
you
advice. No. Well, did you? You said they had a drunk preacher marrying you. So we're like, what advice you had? No, this is real, y'all. Like, we talking for real, because sometimes you see results of people or of us, but you don't even know where the beginning. You don't even know how we got into it, and then we stick it out because whatever,
a
for
reason.
whatever reason. Yeah, I stuck it out because, well, you didn't see divorce. You said you work it out and you do. And if you can, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But some people is actually in an abusive relationship and try to stick it out. So it depends on what you saw, or what It's the clouds, but okay. You say, would you rather have what?
A
A certi-
sign
a sign
or fruit.
or the fruit? That's who's going to answer that. Sounds easy to say. I would rather have the fruit, but if you don't even know what the fruit is, if this all you saw, this might be great to you. It might not look like great to me because we didn't experience that, or somebody else didn't experience that. But somebody else, that's all they know.
But you told me, I get that. When you told me about the bush,
The bush.
you know,
Oh Lord, what bush? What I say?
no, you told me about the bush. Um, you said, didn't you see that bush when you kept going around that circle? Like,
But if that's all you're familiar with, that's what I'm saying. You can go past. You could. You ever see people get out of one relationship and they get in another one? It's the same type. If that's all you're accustomed to, you don't. I don't know how your eyes come open to see you in another relationship, or you in another school, whatever it is, and you going through the same thing. Yeah, when they say they walked around 40 years in the wilderness and they had to go around that same mountain for 40 years, you didn't notice that you just passed that same rock? You know, well, if you don't see it, you don't see it. You got into another whole thing, and it's the same thing because you're accustomed to it. They weren't looking at that rock on the side of the road, that same tree. They took up their tents and stuff and just moved. And he took them right back around to the same place. They probably was in the same spot where that's probably where the hole was at. He had to dig a new hole. No, no, we laughing, but this is something to think about. If people don't see nothing wrong with what they in, maybe making them aware or try to help them because some, like even your girls or whoever, it might be if they didn't have a pattern, then whatever they get
Right.
is okay. So that's why we're talking.
Right.
We can do better, or things could be better, different. You want the fruit, not just the sign. You want that was about the fig tree, right?
Right.
It was there, but Jesus was looking for something on it because you're supposed to have been producing something else. But everybody else had walked past that tree while they didn't curse it. You know what I mean? So it was normal to them. So she's always laughing at what I say, but I'm trying to help. I'm trying to tell you about my life. So yeah, you can be in a loveless marriage or a loveless whatever, or and you don't even know it's dysfunctional because it's your norm. Is all you saw. So sometimes you have to help people. People help me to get out of certain things that I because I didn't. Even though daddy, I'm usually going back to that. Even though our parents was good, but there was a lot of things somebody had to tell me on the outside because he didn't tell me that. I didn't know. I had Mr. Huff, Mr. Bob Huff, Ashley, being on the road with the Dixon Hummingbirds had taught, taught me a lot. It being around men taught me about different things that while brothers left home early, I didn't see too much of a man figure of what they would, they weren't going to take it, so they just left at 12 and 13 years old, 14 going to make it. So, would you gather from all the old men that we knew that didn't tell us much? What do you keep laughing at though? But you're laughing at something.
It's a new day.
It's a new day. So
Is it?
here we are with just
And you said about what you're familiar with
mhm,
becomes your norm.
mhm,
So it'll take somebody that like I didn't I guess I didn't look for it out of my parents because that part because somebody was always teaching me, although it was wrong, at the time of my life,
mhm.
but I always had somebody, somebody that would teach me about life.
Right.
I learned a lot of things outside of our house.
Okay.
And so, but my stance today, I need to talk.
And you're going to do that, and we're going to
And
do that. And and what I want to say to you is, you're not going to talk in parables.
no, I'm not going to
No,
talk
no,
comparison.
you're going to say the real. It's those hard things, and it's those things that um they need to know.
Yeah,
There's a lot of time
been
you
there, done
you've
that.
been there, done that. So we don't have to talk about trees if you're talking about sex. And you don't have to talk about this. Say did they these kids are learning on the streets or people and they get the real deal. So
Right.
we're not in Jesus' day
Yeah.
with the parables.
Yeah.
You hear me?
I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you.
Talk get real with your conversation. Don't be so um I used to call you the spiritual one. Don't no I'm being
I
said
can't afford to be.
you're spiritual, you can be spiritual, but when you're talking, go there like and then come back to the verse. Right?
Yeah,
Okay, all right. I got your word on that, right?
you got
Because
my word
I
on
know
it.
you're a street woman. You've been there. You've done. I'm just being for real. You have a lot that people probably don't know we did, and have. So the day is worse
Yeah,
and it's dangerous.
it is.
God spared us. But some of the stuff that we did God spared. So we got to pay it forward.
Hmm.
And I can't pay it forward with you talking in parables.
I'm not gonna talk in
All right.
parable because
So everybody,
it's detrimental.
right, right. Your girls, your son, other people girls, other people's sons, grown up. It don't come with an age
No.
because the community that I live in, they still because of what they didn't get when they was teenagers. So we over 60 and people still need reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it continues. We laughing. I don't know if you're laughing at me or what's the problem, but it's
No, I'm just the name of the podcast is Restoring Awesome Warriors.
mhm,
And a lot of times like I like the beat of the song that comes on to introduce us, but I have to get out of the beat and realize just what we're doing.
mhm,
Restoring, that's work.
yeah,
And that's going against something, is replacing something, putting back something that was lost. The
yeah,
Tawana says, what would I know about being restored if I never lost my place?
mhm,
What would I know about his mercy if I had gotten out of grace? So some things I experienced coming up and in my young adult that I'm seeing again.
mhm,
And I didn't have a stance or how to address it then. But what I see and what I feel now, not another person.
yeah.
What mommy said, um, she feel manipulated. How she said that?
Manipulative.
But manipulated.
Mhm,
I'm not gonna be manipulated. I'm not gonna allow you to be manipulated. I'm gonna take the cover off. It's gonna be spade to spade and the ace of a. As the Bible says, bring forth fruit, meet for repentance. And that means a turnaround.
mhm.
A lot of time because we don't speak, people think you don't know. Well, I know and I see.
Yeah. And that means what? What you say?
It's the
Give me.
same tricks the what's it saying? Looking for wrong love in all the wrong places.
Mhm,
So you just, because of things that's in people, that's what they go after. But no, you have to be healed. Whatever the thing that makes you go after something and something that's not good for
and
you at that point,
yeah, and that's
because
that.
it's not about a person. It's about you. It didn't even helping you
Yeah, and
because
just making people aware of it and
yeah,
helping them. You know, I when you're missing something in your life or something has happened, you yearn for that. And I think sometimes people pick up on what you yearning. It could be it is no good for you, but you just go after what you yearning for, but it's the wrong thing. It's whatever that is. So healing does need to take place, but
yes,
you can't get healing if you don't even think you're sick.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's making people aware. What do you see? Do you think you could do something better or you can do something a little bit? But sometimes it took me to be aware, to become aware that there is a problem I have. But as long as you don't see there's nothing wrong with it, and then it's not like you say, it's not a person, it's that spirit. So it can be the next person. You
Yeah.
just keep on making the mistakes all over. So we're not talking about individual. We're just talking about getting healing from that thing, so you don't keep going after the sign.
Right. Enlighten people, free people, expose it.
Yeah,
This is not good.
yeah.
You know,
So
I'm
young.
not.
So. Wait, what was you going to say?
I was gonna say not now doesn't mean never.
Right.
And delayed doesn't mean denied. But you have to deal with as hand now. That's 3 stories down.
So young ladies, young men, old ladies, old men, middle age, whatever. Just think about what your worth is. If you can, if you can come into understand that God made you wonderful, He made you beautiful, He made you out of His image. We're not here on this earth to be used, abused, and misused. If you can think of every day who He made you to be, then you'll stop settling. You don't know you're settling if you haven't never had a picture in front of you. So becoming aware of who you are and whose you are, right? If God wanted better for me, then the next person needs to want better for me too.
Right.
We're gonna stop settling. Maybe dad, mom, friend, uncle, somebody went through the same thing, but the buck stopped here.
Right. That part.
It stops.
That part.
So you got to be that one to make up your mind that I'm not going to longer be treated like this. I'm not going to longer accept this. I'm not going to settle for this. And stop settling for just seeing signs and then there's no fruit,
Right. No commitment.
no commitment. You just I'm doing everything and
Of course you're going to get frustrated because of your expectations.
yeah,
Cloud
yeah.
without rain.
And two people hooking up or two anything hooking up that need to be healed, you just going for a disaster. It's a disaster. You know, you might not think so, but you know, that's what we talking about tonight. Gail, as always, it's always a pleasure talking and sharing our life that we're not going to let the same thing happen. And people probably don't understand sometimes what we're talking about, but I hope you get something out of you want more than just the sign. You should want what it's supposed to produce.
Hmm.
I don't want to just see the clouds.
Right.
I want the rain.
Right. I don't want a promise. I want delivery. Yeah.
Watch
And
out.
and that goes across a lot of areas.
Mhm.
Just not in
No,
relationship.
no, no.
It's you know,
Yeah. But sometimes that's a big one for people.
yeah.
You know, it's like I think that from the beginning of time, the Genesis is people relation. We mess up faster with relationship, but it's across the board and everything. Yeah. So you're a better mother today.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You're a better wife today.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You better student today.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is the big one. You better sister today.
And
Oh no.
you have to
Oh no. I'll answer that one. No. No. When you learn, you do better,
that's
right?
right.
Yeah.
That's
I used to
right.
tell you all the time. I used to tell her, I said, I want my sister today, not the preacher. You know, I used to say that all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I be just trying to have a normal conversation. And boy, you was deep and wrapped, and tied and tangled.
I
And
still am. But I
huh?
got you
No,
got
no, no,
another
no,
part
no,
too.
no. You still are. You just didn't let that. That's why I just told you stop talking in riddles. Be the preacher, be the wife. But you got different roles.
Yeah.
So when you come to me, I'm not looking for a message,
Yeah.
right? Learn how to be even with your children. When you talk to your children, sometimes we don't know where to cut it off at. So, you know, but you're doing better. You're doing
I'm doing
better. I
better.
finally got a
I ain't
sister.
I ain't where I wanna be, but I left the
Yeah,
gate.
but you left the gate for me because I was like close it with Gail. I had to call you like five. You know how in the Bible say, "Verily, verily." Or, he had to call you twice. I'm like, yeah, I just want you to be the sister today. No, but it's all good. But you true to who you are. But yeah, be the mother, be whatever role you supposed to be playing at that moment. You have to turn your hat off, wear that next hat. If you praying, you're the prayer leader right now. You finish praying, come back. Like that. He made you. He
And
said out of the man he ribs he took, he made a woman. She didn't have a title at the time. He said she was a helpmate. So you are a helper in to everyone. Women are helpers, period. That's the title. So when you go to help a child, you have to realize you're talking to a child. When you go to help adult, you change. I'm just being honest. You was real rigid one time of doing that, and I used to like, you like, no, no. Come on, dog. Not today. Not today. I'm trying to tell you about a problem. I know I need prayer. We're gonna pray after. My brother Alan says he's funny. He said, we're gonna be about Jesus, but Jesus gonna be after we get finished talking. I love y'all. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you for allowing us to just be ourselves and talk and share life. We about it all. It's all about God. It is all about. But when Jesus walked the earth, he was just normal. He was natural.
The song, the game we used to play, Hands Up to 85.
hmm
You go into that, names up, say, no repeat,
No repeat. hmm
no repeat.
Okay, I got your
I'm
word.
not going to see no actions of myself.
Okay,
No repeat,
okay.
no repeat.
You're going out over the air saying it, so
I'm,
it's
I'm, I'm, I'm,
documented.
I'm saying no repeats.
No repeats.
No repeats. Juanita Bynum says, you can't minister to others unless you expose yourself.
Mhm.
So this week alone, I had some moments of this is that.
Okay,
Expose myself,
okay.
not nobody else,
Yeah.
because things can be duplicated without being spoken.
hmm
That's me. That's how now exposing myself. I
Yeah.
know I have to talk.
Okay. Those of you who, when you see a problem or you see people going, we used to call it going astray, this please turn me around.
Yeah.
Don't just let people walk in the ditch and fall and they'll learn. No, sometimes they don't want to go that way. You got hard headed people, but everybody's not hard
No.
headed. There's some people
No.
just don't know. So we're here to help. We're here to love on everyone and thank God for your life, sis. And thank God for what you're gonna do. Thank God for the platform that He gave us to help. That's why I don't copy.
Yeah.
Everybody has a place and a space. You got to do your job.
Right.
I have to do mine. Some people probably don't even understand the podcast or why we do what we do, how you just expose your life and talk. Well, I wish I had
Right.
that
Right.
person when I was coming up that would sit there and just tell me something.
Right.
So I vowed to do it. So we're going to get up out of here. It got dark now. And we in daylight saving time. Y'all go out and enjoy yourself. And as I always say, 12 noon, we have Gail doing her daily dosage on YouTube, um, Facebook, and me and her daughter, Anjali, we have our cooking therapy show on Friday nights. And we're going to keep on moving till we help someone and be a help to others. So, Gail, you have anything in closing words that you would like to say before we get out of here?
Live, laugh, and love.
Live, laugh, and love. You did a plenty of laughing tonight, and I appreciate you. As we always end our podcast saying, love
Love
God,
God.
love
Love
family,
family.
work
Work
hard,
hard.
and
And
just
be
be kind. God bless. Talk to you next Wednesday. What's the subject? Clouds
without rain.
without rain and
Do
this.
you do you want a sign
Do you want a sign
or the fruit?
or the fruit? Think about that.